Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Mind Rewind podcast. It's Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Ryan and I are in our PJs.
We are.
As you can tell, he's in his sweats. I'm in my little joggers, and we both wear shoes in the morning.
We did, yeah. Our nice white, used to
we
be
woke up
white
in these.
shoes.
Yeah, mine are the same. Mine are also used to be white.
Used to be white.
You see, it's because we both have this. It's like this nubuck material. Mm-hmm. It's like impossible to clean.
It is, yeah.
Welcome back to the show.
Hopefully I get new shoes when we open the presents in a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully Santa got you a new pair of shoes.
That would be nice. I would like that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, he kind of just mentioned right there. Well, today's episode, we'll get into the topic here in a little bit. And then after that, we're going to do a quick little gift exchange. Somewhat like we tried to keep the gifts kind of related to the show a little bit. So we'll see how that goes.
It's not related in the sense that, like, it's based on things we've already talked about.
Right, just more the overall.
It's like the items that are going to be involved are related to things that we are fans of. And in some cases from our like childhood of some sort. I mean, we don't know for sure.
I'm going to tell you the thing I wanted to get you later.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, oh, this would have been cool.
Yeah.
A lot more expensive than I thought it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which when I tell you, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, no way.
Yeah, if it's really cool, I might just buy it myself. Yeah.
How have you been, Ryan? It's been a little while. Also, really quick, I do want to address, for the two of you that are out there listening,
our dads.
My bad. I forgot to post the episode last week. Well, by the time this comes out, the timeline's all messed up, so you don't even know what I'm talking about. But you'll notice there was a big gap between episodes because I got confused and busy. Okay? And hand up, that's on me. But we're back now. And in the middle of the holidays, we get busy, but we'll try and get back on track. We've got some good stuff coming up. So
yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about it a little bit here as to like why at least half of us have been so busy. Yeah, it's good things though. Like, you know, you've had a lot of holiday things to be been doing. I've been doing a lot of holiday things as well. The only difference is I'm getting paid for mine.
Yeah, that's true. I don't get paid for my holiday
I
things.
get paid for mine. So
I wanted to talk about the sweaters we're rocking here.
They're pretty nice,
both
right?
very much us.
Very us, yeah.
You're rocking the Shrek sweater. I'm rocking the T-Bell sweater.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Shrek the Halls?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yes, Shrek the Halls is great.
Shrek Halls is a classic.
Did I tell you what happened? My recent Shrek story? Oh,
yes,
I did.
Yes,
I did tell you because we went to dinner that night.
It's really
funny. For the folks at home, I went to Universal Studios with some friends for the holiday preview for the annual pass holders, and shout out to Zach and Casey. And while we were there, we were like, oh, they have Shrek, and he was in a holiday sweater. It was actually funny because I walked up and I was like, he has a Gingy on it. I was like, not the gumdrop button, and he was like, you can't say anything.
He was like, shut up.
Yeah, and but right before we got to take the photo with him, there was another guy there who just like started walking over the like ropes, you know? And I kid you not, to the point where it was kind of scary. Shrek ran at the guy.
Yep.
And it was terrifying. And I've never seen a mascot of that size move that fast. And I was honestly like a little bit scared.
A little scared, yeah. Well, he's a bulky one too.
Huge. Yeah.
Because we met him years ago too. He's massive. Yeah,
he's huge. Which, I mean, obviously he's Shrek. You know what I mean? But it's like you see the Optimus Primes and stuff like that, and you see sometimes even those like meet and greet characters, the Transformers, they'll like do some kind of quick movements and stuff.
Yeah,
or,
which is impressive for the Stiltwalkers that are doing that. Yeah,
but like to see this other costume character literally like full sprint at a person, I was like, whoa!
How tall is the costume Shrek?
Shrek?
There? I don't remember. Well, he was taller than me, right?
Yeah, I'd say probably about maybe coming up on 7 feet.
7 feet?
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know how you do that in that costume. It's impressive.
No idea.
Yeah. I mean, I get the Stiltwalkers for the Transformers. That's like a normal stilt roll. But to like just, first of all, that person's got to be tall.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I wonder if
it's not me. That's for sure.
I don't know. Could it be me? I don't know.
Speaking of Shrek, have you seen that video that there's this guy right now who's going around TikTok who has his hair like Lord Farquaad? See that?
Yeah, I've seen
He goes and like meets the characters, and Fiona's like, "You look really familiar for some reason."
Yeah, no, it's a good. Yeah, I have seen that. It's pretty funny.
Ryan, what are you doing for the holidays?
Let's see. Christmas Day, I'll actually get to spend it with some family. My dad lives here now, so it's our first time we've spent Christmas together in 8 or 9 years, the two of us. So that'll be really nice.
Little California Christmas.
Yeah, a little Cali Christmas. And then the next day, I go back to
He
Indiana.
He said Cali. That's how you know he's not from here.
Yeah. I'm not from here. East Coast. I'm going to Indy, though, for about 10 days after Christmas. On the 26th, I leave. Because, I was just waiting for my 2 jobs to end and productions to take the hiatus. Yeah. So it was like, that starts, what's today, Wednesday? That starts basically tomorrow. Yeah. Like the hiatus starts. And then I'll come back. I'll be back on the 5th and then ready to ramp up for whatever comes next. But yeah, sweet. That's what I got going on. What are you guys doing?
Sam and I are going to go Christmas Eve to my parents' house. They're hosting Christmas Eve this year. And then
Is that like extended family?
Relatively extended family, like local extended family. We won't really have anyone like flying in or anything like that. Sure. But usually, you know how family is. Like there's like chunks of our family from both sides that are kind of in the area, and usually during the holidays, like one of them will host, you know? And so this year it was my parents. So they'll be coming over to the house, which will be nice because we're close. And then Christmas Day, we're going to go over to her parents.
Nice. That'll be fun.
So my family's always been a big Christmas Eve family. And, we're Hispanic and whatnot, so that's kind of the way we roll. So we'll probably wake up Christmas morning, do our presents here, go over to my parents, do some quick stuff over there in the morning, and then go spend the rest of the day with her parents.
Christmas Eve was always more prevalent with the families the kids got older. I feel like as like the kids are older, Christmas Eve becomes more fun. Whereas for the younger kids, Christmas Day is Christmas that's morning. The day.
And like, when growing up, did you? I feel like we might have talked about this. Were you ever an open a Christmas present on Christmas Eve kid? Did we talk about this?
We might have talked about this on this show already.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, did we talk about this?
No, except unless it was pajamas. Yeah. For a little while there, my mom would get like all of us pajamas to wear.
Sorry. I'm hungry.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad. You care for a snack?
Yeah. Are we eating this?
Yeah, we're gonna eat that.
Oh, when now?
Right now, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. For people that don't realize, every time I see one of these in a store, I send a picture of it to Joelle, and almost always the response is, "Why are we eating this?" And we're not eating it, except now.
Now we're actually
eating it.
It's a reference to a show that we both like.
If you know us,
you know.
Yeah, you are aware. Yeah,
but I've actually never had one of these.
Me neither. It's actually kind of big.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bigger than I thought it was.
Pretty big. Yeah, it comes in a plastic bag. I like that. I don't know. What are these really? Are they like muffins?
It says oven baked cake.
Okay.
Traditional Italian recipe. Delicious small Italian cake, naturally leavened. How would you say that? Leavened? Made exclusive with sourdough, butter, sultana raisins, and scented candied fruits. Okay. The candied fruits are the part I'm a little worried about. How's that going to taste,
I'm a little nervous.
I will say, looks awful.
It does look awful. Yeah, it does look awful.
Oh boy, there's a fat raisin right there.
Yeah, here,
let's just rip.
I'm gonna rip it in half.
Oh, there you go.
I'll take the heavier raisin side, so you don't have to.
Oh, I don't mind some raisins. Whatever you want.
You take the bigger one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The texture is good. It reminds me of a concha.
I don't really care for the texture personally.
I love a flaky like bread.
Yeah. Roast.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It almost tastes bad. Like
it
almost tastes like it's like fermented.
It's got like croissant-y elements to it, but like fruit, but like weird fruit.
There's just something that's like lingering that I don't like.
We both said we hate it. We're gonna finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not gonna enjoy doing it.
Texture wise, again, I like it. It's like a sweet Hawaiian roll.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Actually, that's much.
It's
better.
not super dense, which I like. Pretty airy.
It's airy, yeah.
Let me say this: it's not awful. I would never choose to eat this.
It's not awful. But like if I went to like a house party for the holidays, then this was one of the desserts. I'm not eating it.
Oh,
there's other options.
Pass.
And I'm probably finding the person that brought it and be like, "What are you doing?"
What's crazy is we're eating this between the two of us. This is the small one.
Right.
They have ones that are full size. I will say I don't mind raisins. Right.
No, I like raisins too.
The bread by itself isn't
Oh,
terrible.
there's more in here. Whoops. No, the bread is good. There's just something about it that's off.
Like I said, it has like a lingering taste that like almost tastes like chemical-y.
Yeah. I think it doesn't help that it came in like a vacuum sealed
Bag,
plastic bag.
yeah.
Like that was weird. I was not expecting that.
This man's hungry. He's peeling off the
I'm
bag.
eating it. Yeah. I don't like usually. I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's not like it's awful or it's not offensive.
No. All right, that's enough of this.
But I can see why Max said, "Why are we eating this?"
Yeah. Why are we eating this? Yeah.
Um.
What a fun surprise. Was that you told me there was gonna be a little surprise? This was it.
Yeah.
I like it. That was a good surprise.
Was it?
Well, it was good in terms of a surprise.
Ryan,
Yes.
let's get into our topic.
You ready?
Let's get into it. You ready?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. This is an important one.
This is an important one when it
Yeah.
comes to Christmas. There are a lot of things about Christmas that, well, when you think of Christmas, you think of these things.
Yeah.
Reindeer, snow, presents, whatever, snowmen. But I think there's one thing that when you think of Christmas, everyone thinks of.
Flight delays.
Flight delays. Today we're talking about American Airlines.
Southwest Airlines. The great Southwest Airlines crash of 2022. That is our topic today.
Today we're talking about someone else who flies.
Oh.
Santa Claus.
Mmm.
So today we're going to be talking about just childhood memories of Santa, meeting Santa, different things that we thought about Santa, our beliefs. Did we ever see Santa outside of the mall? Anyone ever work with Santa? Anything like that. For starters, spoiler alert, if you're a child, what age would we say? What's the little threshold here?
Like maybe 11?
If you're 11 or younger, please go ahead and turn the episode off now.
Yeah. Also, why are you watching this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can actually check and see how many like Totwees we have that listen to the show.
Totwees?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like youngins?
I didn't know. I've never heard that term before. Totwees.
Anyway, if you're 11 or younger, stop listening to the show. Ryan,
But come back.
come back later.
Yeah. Yes, I'm listening.
How long were you a believer of the big man?
Well, I will say I don't have the exact moment as to when I stopped.
For sure.
But I was believed for a long time. Yeah, like I was in. Like I'm a big Santa
All
guy.
in.
I'm a big Santa guy. I love you. Everyone knows I love Christmas. Santa is like a great element of that. I always enjoyed meeting him, seeing him at all the different things that I went to, whether it was like the Macy's parade, which like seeing him at the end of the Macy's parade to me as a kid was always like, all right, it's time.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're in this now. I'm ready. So that, and then like going to like Rockefeller Center, seeing the big tree, and then like going to see like the Christmas show over at Radio City Music Hall. Just so many like fond memories of Santa that I'd kept that alive for so long. And I think it's just because how much I love the holiday too. I was probably around like 12 or so when it kind of was like, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I get it. It's still fun. I still will like live in the world of Santa
Yes.
belief,
Humor.
but I get it now. Like I'm not naive to what's really going on here.
Yeah.
One year I did find the presents too, but that was in like high school. I found them. I was like, oh, how about
there
that?
they are.
Yeah, this is where they keep them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, have they been here this whole time? All these years?
All
I never
these
knew.
years.
Yeah.
It was right under your nose.
Yeah. But yeah, that's when I. It's kind of when I started to not necessarily disbelieve, but kind of get in on the joke.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like it becomes more of you're part of it at that point, right? 'Cause,
Yes.
like I was the same way. I had a younger sister, and part of it for me was maintaining it for sake of my parents. Like you can see as a kid like these things that are enjoyable to your parents.
Yeah,
right? And
makes
it's
sense.
like, oh, like my parents enjoy, quote unquote playing Santa and whatever else, and
They're like
putting-
steering into the skid.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's like for as I got older, I was probably on the same age, like as you, and it kind of got to the point where I was like, yeah, I get it now. I'm aware, but I'm not gonna like
not gonna be a jerk about it.
Punky little kids,
Right?
Like, Santa's not
Because
real,
there's always
you know?
those kids that are like they find out from like their older brother when they're like 7, and they're just jaded about it.
Yeah, and they're saying about school and all.
Yeah, and they make everybody feel like shit about it.
I remember specifically, again, this was probably a year or so after I, I'd already kind of reached this point by myself. But I remember one year specifically, my mom was like telling me about something she was getting for my sister. She's like, I mean, I know Santa's not real. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, all
like,
right. Yeah.
What if I didn't?
Yeah. I feel like that's what happened to me too. I think like parents were kind of just like, yeah, I mean, Santa's not real, right? And I was like, no, I know, but
you turn around and start crying.
It's like, but like weird for you to say that to me. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, like I said, I mean, having a younger sister, it was like,
because you have to play along.
I have to maintain it now for her. You know what I mean? And I
that.
also have to play into that. And if she wants to go and see Santa or whatever, like I have to.
You get it. You're in the picture.
And even today, like I mean, like you said, like if I'm somewhere and there's a Santa Claus meet and greet, like I haven't gone this year. Maybe we'll go this weekend. But Bass Pro Shops, they always have Santa Claus out, and it's a free photo. You get a free printed photo with Santa.
It's pretty cool.
Bass Pro, and if we go and we meet him wherever, I'll be like, hey, can I get this? Last time, well, obviously not last. Well, yeah, I guess it was last Christmas. I asked Santa Claus for Shohei to sign with the Padres. Didn't work.
No, if anything, he probably did the opposite to spite you. Yeah.
But
thanks for that.
But yeah, you still play along with it, and, and I think that's fun. For you, what was your prime like Santa meeting experience? Was it a mall? Was it
it was a mall. I believe it would have been I believe the Garden State Mall in Jersey, Garden State Plaza would have been the spot. As a kid, there's also sometimes some of the department stores would do it, like a Macy's, like
Gimbals.
Yeah, like Gimbals, but Macy's. Because like the Macy's in New York is like, or was like just immaculate. Like it was the Gimbals in Elf is very much based on Macy's, and like that store's insane. So I think even like that individual Macy's sometimes would like have a Santa. Yeah, it's definitely mall Santas. And then, like I said before, like seeing them on TV for like the parade or whatever.
Right.
That was always a big one. There's a really cool Santa element of the Radio City Christmas show, where I don't want to give away too much because at one point I might want to talk about this with you. But there's a part in the show where there's like 80 Santas on stage, and it's just like they're doing it with like mirrors and tricks.
Is this
and
like
stuff.
the Rockettes? Is the show?
The Rockettes are involved in the show, but it's not just the Rockettes.
Them, right?
Yeah, I don't even know if the show's still running. Mm-hmm. Like I know the Rockettes still perform at Christmas, but during this show, the Rockettes had a segment during the show. Okay. I think they maybe had 2. Mm-hmm. One that they were a part of, and one that it was fully dedicated to. But yeah, there was a bit where they use like mirrors and stuff to like show a bunch of Santas. You know how like at Galaxy's Edge, Rise of the Resistance, how they have all the stormtroopers. Yeah. Like they have like the ones that do move and the ones that don't, just to make it look like massive. It was similar. It was like Santa, but like for that. So that was always fun seeing that as a kid. I saw that show a couple of times growing up. But yeah, I think I didn't have the luxury maybe as much as you did living out here in terms of like theme park Santa. Because like he's prominent at a lot of the theme parks. Oh, yeah. So I didn't really have that.
Yeah, I was similar to you. Like we had our mall Santa over here in Murrieta. One thing, I mean, over in Murrieta, not where our studio is at. There's this really cool thing that I always loved ever since I was a kid. We first moved in, and there's these big white stars painted on some of the streets. They changed it now. But when we moved in, there were these big white stars painted on the streets.
That tone got really aggressive there. Yeah,
well, I'm really upset about it. I wish they kept them.
Yeah.
They still do this thing, but I wish they kept the stars. We had no idea what they were, and then our first Christmas comes around, and all those stars, the first 2 weeks of December, they drive Santa Claus around on this like trailer. He goes around with one of the local high schools,
we had something
carolers.
Like this, yeah.
They have these kids dressed as, or however old they are, as Frosty and Rudolph and whatever else.
It's like your local town production.
Yeah, and they drive it around, and it's like, okay, on Monday night it's gonna be this neighborhood, and on Tuesday night it's this neighborhood, and it was always fun because you'd be like at dinner, and the police cars would go around and make an announcement like 30 minutes prior. So you'd be sitting there eating, and then you'd hear whoop whoop, Santa's coming to town or whatever. We'd be like, good scarf down the food. You know what I mean?
It's like, I gotta finish this Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we had to like, you could bring like canned goods to donate or whatever. And, everyone would get a photo with Santa and there'd be carolers. And it was just a whole fun thing. But beyond that, like you said, I think a lot of, my Santa experiences were at theme parks, whether it was seeing Santa at Disneyland as part of Christmas Fantasy or, meeting him there. Or Knott's Merry Farm was a thing that my family did almost every year when I was growing up as a kid. We haven't really gone in a few years. But even like SeaWorld, like my family used to be SeaWorld annual pass
Yeah,
holders,
you told me this,
we would always go to the preview there. And same thing, we'd go meet Santa there. And, it's like this SoCal is such this hub for like entertainment in all kinds of different ways, whatever it is. Universal, is another place we'd see Santa. And
is he at Universal? I thought that was just Grinch at Universal.
They used to have like a regular Santa before they started doing Grinchmas.
Right.
But yeah, it was like there were so many options for us out here, and even just local parades and whatnot. Sam and I just went to one the other day that I'd never gone to before.
Right. I saw that,
and there was a Santa at the end. So it was like there's so many opportunities to see Santa.
I forgot about one as a kid. They completely jogged my memory. They used to have Santa ride around on the fire trucks.
Oh, that's sick.
Back in Jersey. Yeah, where like you would hear the siren and like it was the same thing. Like you'd run outside and Santa would be on the fire truck. It'd be like a whole little procession. I remember that very vividly now, like seeing him on there. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Were you ever afraid of Santa? Even if it was like not like you're consciously afraid, like maybe you have pictures when you were like 1 or 2, like
crying. Yeah, that probably. I mean, that probably happened. But in terms of like conscious of it, no, I wasn't. I always was happy to see Santa. Yeah, because like I'm not really sure I understand why like kids of certain ages are scared of Santa. I don't get it. Like it. I don't know why you would be. Like, I know there's a lot of kids that like love Santa, and then as soon as they get the chance to meet him, it's like a stage fright thing. Like, they freak out.
Well, it'd be like meeting your hero. Yeah. It's like it'd be like if you got to meet, like if you told the kid, "Hey, we're gonna go meet Bluey today," they're gonna be all excited, and they get there and they're like, "Oh,
it's no different than meeting Mickey Mouse back in the day." I remember, when I met Mickey for the very first time. I know there's pictures of it. I'm like in tears meeting him, like. Which I always think is really funny, like when like the costume character is meeting a kid and the kid just starts screaming and crying. You're wondering what the person in the costume was like. Jesus, you get this kid out of here! Like I gotta keep going. That's what I imagine Santa's feeling like too. Some of those times because Santa deals with crying kids more than probably anybody. Sure. And a lot of the parents are just kind of like, "Here you go, yeah, we're gonna go stand over there."
It is crazy though. Like the Easter Bunny, I get it.
Easter Bunny's scary. Yeah, that's scary.
And a lot of the costumes.
I would never take a picture with the Easter Bunny.
They're terrifying.
Never. Yeah. The fact that malls have meet and greets for the Easter Bunny is crazy.
Yeah.
Who's interested in that?
But Santa, it's just like it's a man.
It's just a guy.
It's just a guy.
There's regular people that look like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just saw the other day. We were literally at the mall or the grocery store, and there was this man, and I was like, "That guy looks like Santa." Like I said it to myself.
Yeah.
And I kid you not. 5 minutes later, this little girl walked up to him and goes, "Are you Santa Claus?" Like straight out of a movie.
That's cute.
And he said something to her or whatever, and then he walked away. And he went to find his wife, and just to himself, I don't think he heard me or knew that I heard him, but he goes, "Well, now where the hell is Mrs. Claus?"
That's funny. I
I was
that.
like, "This is so good."
I like that.
It was like straight out of.
If you are a person who looks like Santa, you should just lean into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a civil duty at that point.
I think
it's like
so.
You have to hold
it's like
up
Scott. It's like Scott Calvin. Yeah, from the Santa Claus. Yeah,
you have to maintain that image of Santa Claus. Because imagine if some little kid comes up and you go, "Are you Santa Claus?" No. Oh, okay.
No. Do you know where the Diet Mountain Dew is?
You ruined Santa Claus for this kid. But yeah, no, it's Santa's. It's such a important part of Christmas, and
well, sometimes it's not even just about meeting Santa. Sometimes you get to meet the elves too.
Yeah.
Which brings me to this week's edition of the Ryan Inquisition. It's always nice when it pops up. Joel, you strike me as somebody who would be very elfish in terms of just enjoying the spirit of Christmas and wanting to be a part of all of the magic that it entails.
Olive, the other reindeer?
Yes. All what we've learned from media is that a lot of times the elves have like specific tasks and like things that they're a part of in the North Pole. So Today's question for you on the Ryan Inquisition: if you were one of Santa's elves, what would be your main role in the workshop?
I want to be a dentist. I would like to work on Santa's sleigh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what you
that
want
would
to
be
do.
the coolest job. Making the toys, sure.
Super important.
I know in Elf they portray that as like the big leagues.
That is like the top tier.
Um,
They never show in that movie like the team working on the sleigh
right.
though.
I would love to work on the sleigh.
What would you want to do on the sleigh? Like you don't want to just like polish it, right?
No. I'm like, I guess like sleigh operations. Let's say that. I want to maintain the reindeer. I want to make sure
That
like
seems like a
the
fun
whole
job. Yeah.
sleigh, like every bit of him flying, is
Your
under
responsibility.
my
I
responsibility.
like it. Yeah.
If it wasn't that, if it wasn't that, someone else had that job.
Yeah. Right.
I would be working in some way with the sweets,
Oh, like
like
cocoa.
the confectionery. You know, like I'd be making cookies.
You could be the
I'd
hot
be
cocoa
making- yeah,
hot
I'd be
cocoa guy.
making
Drive the cocoa
whatever.
cart around.
But whatever that is, you know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I'd want to be working on the sleigh in some way, shape, or form.
I like it. I think that's a good answer.
It's like one of those ones where it's like you watch like Top Gun or movies where there's like fighter pilots. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, the fighter pilots are sick, but you see those guys that are like on the runway, they're like guiding them and stuff like that, and they're all hyped and stuff like that. They're like stoked to send their guy out.
Yeah.
That's how I'd be.
Okay.
Like I'd be hyped to be like, yeah, just get him, Santa.
Yeah.
You know, prep and landing. Yeah, like similar, like they take care of, landing on the house and getting the house ready or whatever like that, the presents and whatnot. But
If anything, you could be there are depictions of Santa in media where like an elf will go with him on the deliveries. That could be you.
that could be me.
Would you do that?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be fun, right?
Yeah. I'd probably get hungry.
Well, there's a lot of
So
cookies,
it's a lot of time traveled.
but a lot of cookies.
Do you think he brings the cookies up to the elves? He goes down the chimney and there's, let's say, 3 cookies.
he
and a
brings
glass of milk.
he brings the carrots to the reindeer?
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, I think if it was a case where an elf was traveling with him, he would bring the cookies up to the elves.
Okay, that's fair.
I think. Well, I mean, we know for a fact that Santa doesn't eat all the cookies. Yeah, he doesn't eat all of them. He usually takes like a taste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot of cookies.
a lot of sugar.
Yeah, a lot you're going to get through the night.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I like milk, but
Okay.
like milk can kind of mess with me sometimes, and not even like a lactose intolerant way.
Sure.
Just like past experiences haunting me kind of way. Every time I see milk and cookies like specifically set up in like a Christmas way,
Yeah.
God, I just want to chug that freaking
Same.
glass of
It's
milk.
true.
It just looks so perfectly crisp and cold,
Mm-hmm.
and like I love a cookie that's like soft enough that when you dunk it, it like soaks up the milk,
Yeah.
and when you bite into the cookie, it's not like a crunch, but rather like sucking it through your teeth.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, you like drink the milk through the cookie, and then you eat the cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Yeah. I remember there was one year my uncle and cousin were spending Christmas with us, and she was young. And they were putting like cookies out the night before. And I think she didn't drink regular milk. She drank soy milk. And I remember her distinctly going to my mom and be like, oh, like Santa likes soy milk. And me in the background just like, that's not true. There's no way that's true. It's like, who's telling you that? Like me, like the teenage boy who doesn't believe and is in on the bit is still just like, well, that can't be possible. Like you're ridiculous for that. And it just makes me laugh when I think about it.
So speaking of Santa,
That was the Ryan Inquisition.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shout out to the Ryan Inquisition. And Santa leaving gifts and whatnot. As an adult now,
Sure.
do you still tend to have a gift or two that's from Santa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That is still a thing that happens with
Absolutely.
my family.
Yeah, too.
I would say that I think my mom still writes from Santa on everything.
All of them.
She might.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we know who it's from.
Yeah.
But I think she still does. And I'll find out here soon. Yeah. I'll be like, oh yeah, from Santa. Like one of these years, I'm just gonna be like, so you guys didn't get me anything?
Yeah. What the hell, guys?
Yeah.
You can't just leave it all to the big
I
man.
flew all the way out here. You
Yeah.
guys didn't get me anything? That'd be funny.
All right, so I have 2 more things I want to discuss.
Sure.
And then after that, we'll get ourselves situated for the gift exchange.
Yeah.
The first one, you can pick one. You could pick a handful. You don't even have to pick one.
Okay.
But who are some of your favorite on-screen Santa Clauses? And it
Okay.
doesn't necessarily have to be an actor who played Santa or whatever. It could literally just be like, it could have been an animated version of Santa that you liked. But like, who are some of your favorite versions of Santa Claus on screen?
Okay. It's funny. I actually got asked this question yesterday.
Oh, so you came in prepared.
Yeah, unknowingly prepared.
I'm going to sit like this, holding my mic.
Unknowingly prepared. So let's see here. Ed Asner is always a great choice. His depiction of Elf is really good. Yeah. There's so many good ones. I actually really like. I know this isn't the most Christmassy movie, but he is playing Santa. I like David Harbour in Violent Night as like the macho murder Santa. I think he's great. He's like a war veteran in that. Like it's really fun. Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Their depiction of Santa is really cool. He's in one scene and he just comes in on his sleigh and he tells the kids like, "I have gifts for you to help save Narnia." And he's like, "Here's a sword and a bow and arrow and a little dagger." It's like, okay.
I think we need more depictions of Santa Claus like that.
I think so.
Like, I'd love
I
to
enjoy
see
fun
Santa giving people weapons. You know?
And then there's like Rise of the Guardians. Santa is really cool. Never seen the movie, but his characterization that I've seen is really interesting. There's some fun animated ones. The one that always stands out is the Fairly Odd Parents one, where he's like the plot of that one is like they kidnap Santa or something like that. I think I can't remember. I haven't seen it in a while. That one's fun. Those are a couple of them that off the top of my head. What about you?
You said Ed Asner. Elf's my favorite Christmas movie.
Right.
So I tend to like really appreciate that representation.
He's really good in it. Yeah.
I also really love Rankin and Bass Santa.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of that for me is there's just so much nostalgia out of that, like the way they move. There's this guy on TikTok right now. I got to send you one of his videos, but like he's like recreating scenes and he's doing the motions so like it's scary good.
Like it's claymation.
Like it literally looks like he's claymation and like the way he like moves his mouth and everything looks exactly like the characters.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
Crazy.
Yeah. What's your favorite Rankin and Bass?
Rudolph.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Rudolph's a good one.
It's my favorite too.
It's a classic.
It's the most synonymous.
Rudolph used to be my favorite Christmas movie until Elf came out.
Wow.
You know?
Okay.
And then beyond that, I really like Santa Claus from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Sandy Claus.
Yeah. And I like him because, kind of like you were saying with David Harbour, he's a little bit... Excuse me.
Oh, my goodness.
He's a little bit different than your normal Santa Claus because most of the time we're seeing him on screen in Nightmare, he's like grumpy and upset because his holiday's being stolen.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
And it's like, fun to see a different side of Santa.
Yeah.
You know?
Seeing a depiction of him that's not just like the...
holly jolly guy.
Yeah. I'll give you whatever you want for Christmas, Timmy.
Yeah.
Just believe in the magic.
So it's like fun to kind of see him being a little bit. You know?
Yeah, I like that one. I also am partial to the Miracle on 34th Street Santa. Classic, I think it's the most like wholesome depiction of Santa, but what's interesting about it is we never actually see him as Santa.
Right.
So it's just Chris and you're on trial and we don't really know.
Yeah.
But it's like we do.
It's all about believing.
But we know.
Yeah.
Like we know. The scene with the letters is immaculate. Like it's one of my favorite Christmas.
That's a classic.
Yeah. One of my favorite moments in a Christmas film.
So those are all great Santas.
Yeah. There's plenty more we could have said.
There's one more specifically that I want to talk about.
Okay.
And I'll let you run away with this. You can tell as much or as little as you'd like, but I'd love to know about your professional experience with Santa Claus and what that means for the folks at home that don't know what I'm alluding to.
Yeah, a lot of you probably are aware. If you know me well, you know what he's referring to. It's funny, I actually just left that to come here, and it was my last day doing it today for the season. But for those of you that don't know, we talked about the theme parks and like how your family used to go to Knott's Merry Farm, and you would go see Santa there. If you went this year, there's a chance you could have seen me, because for the second year in a row now, I've been playing Santa at Knott's Merry Farm. It's a really fun gig. It's very difficult at times.
I'd imagine,
very difficult. It's all improvisation, all of it, because you never know what the kids are going to say ever. So it's a very challenging role. Like it's you go meet the mall Santa and you probably think like, oh, like this is easy. It's just a guy that they got off the street sitting in a chair. But at the theme park, and I know at other places it's even more rigorous, like the training and everything like that. But we did like 4 days of training for this, and this is 4 days of training for my second year.
Right.
Last year it was the same amount, but it was just like, this is a year one.
Yeah.
It's a very rewarding job though,
Sure.
too, to be able to play a part in so many people's memories of the holiday season. Funny enough, I actually had people this year that I met last year.
Like
kids,
families,
families and kids
that's
that
cool.
came back, and it was just like, oh my goodness, yes, I remember you. Remind me your name, son. And then it's like, oh yes, of course. And it's kind of fun to experience that for the first time this year. And then have people recognize me as Santa is fun too. They're like, oh, we saw you last year, and I was like, oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, it's a very rewarding and difficult job, but it really puts you in the holiday spirit. 'Cause
Sure,
you gotta. It's a role, like you're acting.
100%.
It's an acting role, and that's why I do it, because it's a fun holiday role, and I get to work at a theme park for a little bit. Not that that's new to me. I've been doing it now for a while. Yeah, it's really a good time. I'm curious to if there's like questions you.
Well,
have
I was gonna
about
say,
it.
like, do you kind of already kind of touched on a few of the things that I was gonna ask you, about like, it's all improv, obviously, so you never know what these kids are gonna say.
Yep.
There's two like situations that come to mind. One, and ideally, you don't have to deal with this, but have you had any situations where a kid comes up and they start telling you like sad things about your life? You know what I mean?
All the
Like
time.
it's like, oh, like my dog died, or
I've had
like
much worse than
grandma died the other
Yes.
day and stuff, like
Yes, so much. I've had anything from my house just burned down to like asking them what they want for Christmas, then being like, I want all of my dead relatives to come back to life. There was one recently where this little girl was like, I want a necklace that has like a locket that I could put a picture of my baby sister in. And there is another little girl. So I'm just assuming like, oh, like she must just love her baby sister. And then I was like, oh, that would be such a wonderful gift. And the girl was like, yeah, no, I really miss her since she passed away. And I was like, come on, man. Like
Santa starts crying.
yeah, like, well, there's a lot of moments where like you'll get choked up.
I'm sure,
Like,
and I'm sure there's even happy moments that you get choked up.
Yes, yeah. Like I really like when there would be times where early in the day, like you'll see the kids and you'll ask them like, oh, what have you been doing out at the park today? And they're like, we just got here. And it's like, you just got here and the first thing you wanted to do was come see me? That's so sweet.
Yeah.
And then you have the kids that are like, I just want like my family to be happy or good things for my family. And those are always nice too. So yeah, there's sad ones, there's happy ones. And then there's a couple that I definitely can't talk about
I'm sure.
on air.
Yeah.
There are some people, this is a theme park where they sell alcoholic beverages. When you're working those later Santa shifts and you're there till 9 p.m., some people are a little...
Because it's not just kids that come up for photos of Santa.
No.
Up too.
Oh, several. Yeah, a lot. And it's not just parents that want to be in the photos of the kids. There's just people.
People
just want to do
I
it.
do that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if people think it's weird.
right.
Whatever. If I'm at a theme park, I'm taking it all in. I'm
Yeah.
having a good time or whatever. I mean, especially like in this situation, obviously you can speak for the other side of this, but it's like, I'm going to use the Grinch as an example.
Sure.
At Universal K.
He's great.
The Grinch meet and greet is very much like you said, it's all improv, but the Grinch one has kind of taken this life of its own now because the Grinch has such a unique personality, right?
Yes.
He's kind of this, grumpy, whatever, but also a little bit of a jokester.
Yeah.
And so you see people nowadays that'll like bring him onions or they'll come dressed up as like Disney people, you know, and the Grinch improv is kind of crazy. So like as a guest, part of the experience is kind of getting to have that banter. So even though you're playing a more traditional Santa Claus, I'm sure there's a lot of adults who are like, hey, I'm going to go and not necessarily like, hey, I'm going to go mess with this Santa, but it's like, hey, I'm going to go and have fun kind of
be in on the bit. Yeah.
And yeah, exactly.
Which
That's
is
a good way
fun
of putting
because
it,
when you get the adults, sometimes it lets you let loose a little bit. You never break the character.
Right.
I'm always Santa when I'm in the chair, no matter what they say. But it is a little fun to like be a little like goofier and stuff.
You take it a little further.
Right.
Another situation I'm curious about and if you have a answer locked away in your back pocket that you're like, okay, when this comes up, this is where I go. Do you ever have kids that question, well, wait, how are you here versus the North Pole? Or, oh, wait, I just saw you at the mall yesterday. Like, do you have an answer for why you're everywhere? Why is Santa all over the place? Like, what's your go-to there?
Yeah. It didn't come up this year.
Mm-hmm.
This year was pretty smooth sailing. But it did come up last year where kids would be like, we saw you at Disneyland yesterday. And it's like, oh, yes, I make pit stops everywhere on the holiday visits. I make sure to see everyone exactly when they need to see me. Like, basically make it like a magical thing. Like Santa is at wherever you need him to be, kind of thing. That usually works. I thought you were gonna go the route of like the people saying that like I'm not real.
No, I am curious like what your answer is for that, but I mean I think that's just such a, how do I word this? Like, unfortunately for those people, and obviously your answer will have, maybe go against this, but it's like, unfortunately for those kids, it's like, if that's what you want to believe, But like for you, like what is that like? Like if a kid comes up to you, he's like, I know you're not real.
So there most of the time is kids asking if I'm the real Santa, and then I'll hit them with something like, well, I'm sitting here right next to you. It doesn't get more real than that, does it? And then they're like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. But there was one kid last year who was relentless about it. He came up and he was with his little sister, who still believed
Very
fully,
much, yeah.
but he is adamantly just like, you're not real. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you're not real. Like, you're just some guy. You're not Santa. I was like, oh, well, I've only ever known myself as Santa. Like, I don't know what you're referring to. And I know what he's trying to do.
Right.
Like, I know he's trying to be like, I'm the smart kid. Like, I'm going to get you. But it was surprising me, because if it's like a 12-year-old or like 13-year-old kid who's like, the shit ass middle school kid, like I'm not going to give them the time of day. Like, no disrespect to them. I appreciate them taking some time to see me, but if you're going to be a shit ass, I'm not going to give you anything. I'm just going to be like, yeah, no, take your candy cane and have a nice day. I won't give you the full experience. But this kid, he was young. He was probably 8. He was a young kid, and he was like adamant. And I kept trying to steer the conversation and just be like, I'm right here. Like, I don't know how to be anything but Santa, and that's who I am. And he just wasn't having it. Like, he just would not believe me, until eventually his parents like stepped in and were like, can you stop so we can take the picture, please? It's like, that's what the dad says. Like, I need you to stop so we can take the picture for your sister. And I was like, again, like, he's 8 years old. I was like, wow, okay. Somebody got to you quick. Like,
you've been losing weight the last few years. Do you ever get any? Sienna, you're a lot skinnier than I thought.
Yes, I get that, and of course,
your height.
No, well, yes, I get that. Even today, it was like, wow, Santa's tall. Yeah. But I get a lot of and I'm not saying this just to like boast myself. I get a lot of hot Santa comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like, oh, like you got like young, attractive Santa, and I was like, how can you even tell what I look like? Because you've seen the pictures.
Yes, I've seen
like,
videos.
You can barely see what I look like.
I was supposed to go see Ryan this year, but between some dental stuff and just all these other things.
Well, also the event started later this year. And I worked less days.
The window was just...
I worked less days this year, too.
There was a day that I thought I was going to be able to go, and it didn't work out. And then after that day passed, it was kind of like, I don't know if I'll get the chance.
Yeah, I had to give some shifts away for other work stuff that I was doing that I can't talk about. But like even I was supposed to work tomorrow, and I can't do it because I'm doing something else. Yeah. But I just worked less days this year. I think I ended up working maybe like 13, 14, which last year I think I did like 25.
Yeah, I remember you did a lot.
I did a lot last year. I picked up a lot of shifts from people. But I had other things to do this year, which was good. Yeah. Very good. I mean, you've seen it. Like, you can't really tell. Like,
no,
people see the picture of me and they're like, That's you?
Yeah.
It's like they have to look really closely.
I wouldn't just immediately assume it was you. If I didn't know you were doing it and you showed me like, oh, look at this Santa I saw the other day, I'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't know it's you.
Right.
And that's the reason you're showing me the photo.
Yeah. You'd only know if I told you that was me. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know like how people can like gauge that stuff from afar even.
Right.
It's just like I don't know how you know what I look like right now. You're correct, but I don't know how you know what I look like.
Hot Santa.
Yeah, no, I mean we they put me in a fat suit. Like I was in a fat suit last year, but I'm thinner now than I was last year too. I came back. There was another Santa that lost like 80 pounds. Like an older gentleman came back and he lost like 80 pounds. Everybody was like, "Why is everybody losing weight for Santa? Like we're supposed to be bigger."
Usually the opposite.
Yeah, you're supposed to go the other way. Like I think there's of the 9 of us, I think 2 don't have to wear the fat suit, and I think everybody else has to wear it.
Imagine being the guys that don't have to wear the fat suit.
That's me. Oh no, that don't have to wear it. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I mean, I remember when you got this last year, and
we were on a Zoom call when I got the email,
and you were like, "Yeah, I'm excited about it." Like, well, we'll see how it goes. And obviously, knowing how much you love Christmas, I was like, "Well, he's gonna love this."
Yeah.
And you did,
I did.
And I know this year you were going into it, you weren't sure, know, whether or not it was gonna come again, like for you to do it again. But I definitely think it's a very fitting role for you, not necessarily just by looks or whatever, but just
demeanor.
You enjoy Christmas, and I know that, for lack of a better term, like you don't take it for granted. Like, oh, I'm just playing a Santa Claus.
No.
Like, you know what it means to these kids and
Super
stuff like that.
important,
and you're gonna make sure that you're delivering a Santa Claus that ideally for them is memorable and means something. To them.
Yeah, I take it very seriously. Yeah, it's the most like simplistic job in terms of like I'm driving to a theme park and playing Santa for an hour every 3 hours, and then I go sit down and do nothing, and then I go back out and on and off, and it's the theme park world is so interesting. How much I've learned about it over the last couple of years, but like that one is very very easy in terms of the amount of work that you're doing, but it's when you're out there. It can be challenging.
Yeah, I mean, I have some friends who were, character hosts at Disney, and they said, like the job itself isn't necessarily hard,
right?
But like the training was fairly vigorous because obviously a lot of these characters at like Disney aren't talking, what they call the furries. Like you're not a face character, so the point of conversation is the character host.
Yeah.
So if Mickey's out there and a kid comes up and goes, well, isn't Mickey going to be in the parade in 5 minutes? How's he going to get over there so fast? The host needs to be able to know these things and how to respond to that. I remember one of my friends who went through the whole process said that one of the questions they asked him, like literally the first thing they asked him in his interview was, okay, you're working with Goofy, and a kid comes up and asks where Max is. What are you going to say? It's like you have to know these things. So for you as a face character, there is no really front line of a host.
It's just me.
And so you kind of you have to double it up. You're both being the character, but you also are responsible for handling those questions if they do come.
My answer to that Goofy question about where Max is, he's in college.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Stupid
he's
idiot
shredding.
kids.
He's shredding, dude.
Or he's going to the Powerline concert.
Yeah.
He got tickets to the Powerline concert. He's on his way.
Hey, he's having sex with his girlfriend.
Powerline's over at SoFi.
Yeah. You didn't get a ticket? Loser.
Idiot.
Yeah.
That
would be a fun job too.
Being Powerline?
No, well, yeah, but being a character host.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That would be fun. I could go deep into the lore for that. I could
do it.
I might.
You won't do it.
Maybe I will.
Stay tuned for next episode where Ryan becomes a character host. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of change up the setting a little bit. The audio is going to be not as great because we're not going to take the mics with us. We're going to just use an onboard mic. And the lighting is not going to be as good either because we're not going to take the lights
with
us.
But the theming is going to be...
The theming is going to be immaculate.
Like, this is nice, but...
Yeah.
What we're about to see shortly here is
real nice. So, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we'll knock out our little gift exchange and then round out the episode and get you onto your Christmas. All right, so we're here for our gift exchange.
Hi, everybody.
This was fun... looking for things. What wasn't fun was the things I wanted to get you.
Too expensive.
Either too expensive or like I wasn't going to get in time.
Right.
So...
do you want to tell me now the thing that you tried to get?
Okay, so the two things I immediately thought about trying to get you. Okay. One, which I should have known this one was going to be too expensive because you kind of told me. I wanted to get you the Swedish Chef
the Hallmark ornament. Oh, I wish.
But those things, that was like $90.
Yeah, it's too expensive.
Which our limit was like $15. The other thing that I wanted to get you was, I've seen people make replicas of the aggro crag.
Oh, that would have been.
And I wanted to get you an aggro crag, but same thing. Even those like being made are like vary from like 50 to 50 and up. You know what I mean? So I was like, damn, that would have been so sick. I saw people that make like little
ones. I've seen the little ones,
but like those are like on Etsy and whatnot. And I was like, I don't know if it'll get here in time and everything. So the route I went,
honestly might buy myself one of those.
You should. Yeah. Again, we were trying to kind of go along with the theme of the show, not necessarily like things that we've talked about or whatever. Although I will say, I did try to find you a used magic bullet at a thrift store, and I didn't find one.
Yeah.
So the route I went was I got a couple of smaller items that are just like whatever items that more fit the theme of the show.
Sure.
And then within that stuff, I also got you something else that is like an actual gift based off of something that you and I have discussed and whatnot. So
okay, so I'm opening first.
You good? You good opening first? Yeah, first. You go first.
Yeah.
There's no particular order in how you have to open this.
I like the bag,
but
the paper. So I can just go
for it. Yeah, go for it.
I'm just gonna.
I'm curious to see your reaction to some of these because some of them are gonna be very funny. So a little throwbacky football. We all had that ball.
The Nerf ball? I have the real one.
There you go.
Yeah, I have the real one.
So I was like, let me get this man a football.
Where'd you even get this?
Dollar Holla.
What? I don't know what that is.
Dollar Tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's like, what the hell's a Dollar Holla?
That is, yeah.
That's where the bag and everything is from.
Oh, no kidding. I like it. It's cool.
It's so plastic. I know. I did when I grabbed it. I was like, this is not like
it's not
foamy at all.
I like it though.
But again, I saw this and I was like immediately like, this is like that retro we all had. I
remember these. Yeah, I remember these.
I was like, I don't know if he's gonna drink these.
I'll drink these,
but
I'll drink one tonight.
They're so freaking funny, and I was like, I had to.
These are great. I haven't had one of these in so long.
I
was a Kool-Aid jammer.
I should have thrown them in the fridge.
I was.
I looked for them. I looked for the Kool-Aid jammers. Didn't see them.
Yeah. Those work. I like it. Can I keep the bag?
Yeah.
All right. Just to transport everything.
Give it to someone else.
I will do that. Yeah. That is what I'll do.
I was trying to get you the twin snakes like you ate at Eric's that one night.
That's my favorite, yeah.
There's twin snakes in there.
I see that,
These have a little bit of everything.
They got the Coke bottle ones.
Yes, I love those.
I love the cherries.
The cherries are good too.
Yeah. No, it's nice. I've never tried the mixture
one. The other candy, spoiler alert, there's another candy in there. I'm pretty sure I got this right, but I might have gotten it wrong.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it is that you grab whenever you come over to the house.
It's the Reese's.
Okay, that's what I thought it was the Reese's.
I love Reese's.
So I grabbed you some Reese's cups as well.
They have a new one that's like a sugar cookie Reese's.
How's that?
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I really just feel like you shouldn't steer away from the original.
It's unless it's going to be shaped. The shape.
Yeah, but the shaped ones are still original.
Always, yes, they're still always better.
I'm trying to like feel around.
There should be one more thing.
Is this like the
There's one more thing, and then within that thing is the present.
Oh, okay. Let's see what it is. So it's the Rudolph, Frosty, and Friends sing-along?
Had to get you a VHS. And then within that, there are 2 other gifts.
Okay, I think I've, like, this, I mean, I'll watch this at some point. However I can, I don't know. But let's see. There's stuff.
There's one on each side. I really packed those things in there.
You really did. It's tight. Oh, okay. So these are Lorcana booster packs. Yes. Joel spent so much time telling me about him starting to play that one day I went to Best Buy to pick up something else, and they had a booster pack on sale for like $6, and I messaged you immediately and was like, should I get this? And then I just got it. Yeah.
I actually almost got you another starter pack.
That would have been fun.
Because I was like, well, what if I got another starter pack and really boosted him? But then I saw these, and these are like the new ones. These just came out a little while ago. They have like the Baymax cards. Like
they have like my favorite characters.
Exactly.
Back here. Like,
so what I was originally trying to do was I was trying to find a VHS that more matched along with the packs.
No, this is good.
I couldn't find one. And then I saw this, and I was like, well, this kind of matches the theme.
I like this.
So,
yeah. Priority mail.
But I mean, you can. I don't know. Do you want to open those right now?
I can.
On air.
Did I get everything?
That should be it. I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll repack this after we're done.
I was really trying hard to find you a Muppets VHS.
That would have been fun.
And thrift stores around here just didn't have Muppets VHS.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Let's see what you
see
get.
if I get anything nice.
I know at least one person that usually watches the show also plays Lorcana. And so we talked about this over the holidays, like while you're gone.
Oh, I was going to learn to play,
We'll try and teach you how to play.
I got to remember to bring those.
I haven't played in a little while, but it's fun. It's a good time.
I got to watch that intro video of that.
I think you're the perfect person to get into this too.
Probably, yeah. Very Merry on Birthday, The Perilous Maze. I don't know
What's that from?
I don't know what that's from. Is it Moana?
Does it look Moana?
It looks like Moana. Yeah,
Oh, it has
speaking
to be,
of, there's Moana, yeah. Helping Hand. Prince Naveen, I've heard of him. King Hubert, he's from...
Hubert.
Yeah. This is also from Moana. A lot of Moana stuff. The Microbots.
Oh, that's sick.
Pluto.
That's a cool
I know
Pluto
him,
card.
yeah. Madam Mim. Not my... Ooh, Baymax.
There you go, Baymax.
Kohut? What is this from?
Kahoot?
Oh, this is from Wreck-It Ralph, I think. Right? That's like...
Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Or one of those, yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
Forming a...
I was like, I've never seen that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Well, look, you got a Baymax in there. I'm glad you got that
I
Baymax.
do love me some Baymax.
Now let's see you get the Rescue Rangers.
Yeah,
Chip and Dale.
let's get both of them. Let's get them both. Feeling lucky. We'll reshoot this if I don't get
It's
them.
so fun ripping cards.
It really is. It's a good time. They're just building up anticipation for what I got you. Alright, let's see. Prepare to board. It's like Peter Pan something. A gold coin. Don't know what that's from. Oh, it's the guy from Treasure Planet.
This is so interesting.
Martin Short's character.
I've never seen a lot of these cards,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
there you
Chip.
go.
Yeah, Indiana Jones Chip. Love him. Fairy Ship. Jim Hawkins, also Treasure Planet. We're super underrated, by the way.
I almost rewatched it the other day because I was like,
Very good.
he's in
It's
Treasure
the
Planet.
March Hare, Bellwether, evil. The Grand Councilwoman, Stitch. The Stitch card is cool. Yeah. A Yzma. Oh, the texture of this one is interesting.
Oh, what
you
the
see
heck?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And it's like coming off the card a little bit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then Pooh's Pirate Ship is my holographic one. I mean,
And even your last card back here was like shiny too. This one.
Yeah.
Was the other one like that too? Is it shiny?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
What does that say on the back? Just like the rules or what?
Disney Lorcana Tree.
Oh, the app. Yeah.
I didn't know if there was an app.
Yeah, it's basically like you could use it like keep score and then like log the
your
cards that you have.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that at some point when I start learning to play. Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like I said,
appreciate
I was like thinking about it, and when I couldn't get these other things, I was like, all right, well, let me shift. I knew I was probably gonna get you some Lorcana, and then I just wanted to form some throwbacky stuff around it.
I get it. I knew the realm that I was going to get your gift from almost immediately, but finding the thing that one stayed in budget and two I knew you would really like was the difficult part.
Okay.
But I think I did really
All right,
good.
I'm excited.
And there are two gifts in here. But yeah, I think you're gonna like you're gonna like the way it looks.
You guarantee it?
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Now, is this the box that came in, or did you do this?
I did that.
Nice.
Yeah. eBay was a huge friend of mine this holiday season.
I wanted to go on eBay, and it was just I just felt like so many of the things I was looking at were just gonna get
eBay came through so clutch. The fact that I got both of these under the budget was insane, considering what they are.
The fact that I opened this box so easily was
pretty
insane.
impressive.
All right. Any particular order?
No.
Good. Good. Okay. So I'm assuming this is one.
Yep. What is that?
Ian Malcolm with what is this?
It's like his accessory, like
some sort of jetpack thing.
Yeah, slash like or like a ectoplasm shooter.
Dying at what this is. It's so funny because even the modern day Jurassic Park toys, you look at them and you're like, cool, it's Alan Grant, and he also has like a gun of some kind.
Sniper rifle.
You're like,
it's like,
wait, that's not from the movie.
Yeah, they're scientists.
This is hilarious. And like, he's ready to hold a gun of some kind.
He is, yeah.
This is hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that up there. I'll post some close-up shots of that.
There you go.
Can he stand? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. And one more here.
You're gonna like this. I don't know which one you're gonna like more. I really don't.
Well, I didn't just break whatever it was. Ellie! Yeah. Let's go! Oh man, they did her dirty.
They did.
Oh no.
Now these are from the original toy
run?
release. Yes, the original toy release.
I had to get them loose because if they were still in their packaging, it would have been like hundreds of
Poor
dollars.
Laura Dern. This one I gotta try. Actually, well, it's on autofocus, or it's not on autofocus right now. I'll have to get a close up of that because poor Laura Dern's face. But no, this is really perfect. I mean, as you know, we were just talking about this recently. I got a cheap version of the cryo can, the Barbasol. Because the real one is $400.
Yeah, maybe
and I
next
know
year.
someone who can get me 40% off.
That's pretty good.
That's still a very expensive thing.
Yeah.
But I bought the TikTok-y version, and so I just love anything Jurassic Park related. I mean, it's just very me.
I wanted to get you one of the dinosaurs, like either the T-Rex that has the chunk ripped out of him, or my favorite, which is the one whose head push it down and bobs. So I forget what that dinosaur is. But then I had to pivot to these, and I was like, I wonder if I can get the two characters.
Look at the size difference.
The two characters I know he loves.
These are great. This is hilarious. I love this.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do some research and figure out what the hell is on his back.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because
yeah.
It's just because she looks like straight out of the movie.
You can also take that off of him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. It kind of pops up.
Yeah, you can take that off of him if you don't want it on there.
I just want to know what it is.
Right. I'm curious as well.
Is it like a dino DNA? Like he's drawing samples or what's going on here?
I don't know.
But these are great. These are fantastic. They got the classic little pegs to stand them up on their feet.
Yeah.
These are going to go right on my Jurassic Park shelf.
Hell yeah.
Right next to my Jeep. Something we saw at LA Comic-Con, the Ford Explorer, 1/18th scale model. It was supposed to come out this year. Didn't come out.
No?
Jada Toys. Get it together.
Figure it out.
But that does it for us. Our little gift exchange. Ryan, what do you have to say to the folks as they go into the holiday?
I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful Christmas. And we'll see you in the new year.
Merry Christmas, folks. Have a great one. Spend time with family or yourself. Family can be stressful. Do whatever you want to do. Whatever's going to make you happy this holiday season. Have a great Christmas or whatever it is you celebrate. A fantastic new year. And we will see you in 2025.
Crazy.
Thank you, folks, so much for rewinding with us. We'll catch you next time.